Good morning. It is officially our third full day on the Iona cruise. It's currently like 6:30 in the morning and we're on our way to deck 19 to see the views of the fjord. My mum and Kimberly are already there and they've been up for a while. Stuart's all dressed in his warmth, ready for Oldings. It's only like 3 degrees and we're going to hike. I'm ready with my camera. I'll have some shorts, but I've got my walking boots and a nice warm jumper, so excited to go and have fun. Stuart's woken up with a bit of a sore throat, so he's silent for just now. Callum said I have a bit of a sore throat. I don't know how much of this you'll hear, but the view is absolutely stunning. We just met Callum's mum for the first time this morning, and she said how much this reminds her of Glencoe, and I think it's very true. We have very similar landscapes. And when you see somewhere like Oldham where it's cold and mountainous, it really does remind you of Scotland. Yeah, apparently I'm like the only optimistic person because everybody else is in hats and gloves and big jackets over there. I'm cold. But I'd looked at the weather and it's 3 degrees just now and it's to become 10. The wind chill factor feels like minus 400. I just thought I'd get chased twice. I'm a bit windswept though. Should we? Oh, I've also got my sunglasses. We're going to go further down into the ship and then come back out to see more of the view. It is amazing. It is. It looked a lot like the Highlands, but just bigger and more of it. So we're now at the aft of the ship, at the infinity pool, which people are already in, which is crazy, but it's a nice view. Get a view from somewhere. It's a nice place to get a view. Why not be in the water? I thought about it, but I was like, I don't want to get changed for the pool, then get changed again, and changed again. Hot tubs and pools are all open though, so you can go in them if you want to. So hot tubs are all empty as well this morning. We're inside the Sky Dome and you can still see the mountains peeking over the top of the glacier. Definitely worth waking up for. It's absolutely beautiful. It's kind of the bit we're looking forward to the most in the cruise, just to see how beautiful it was. It's what you see when you first get here. It gets you excited for the rest of the day because I mean, already the views and the way that it looks, it's amazing. I mean, there's a little village literally like there. Yeah, they're all like dotted around. And all I can think is like, that must be amazing. Imagine living just in a little hut. I say hut, but like tiny house. Literally, they're so small and cute. But what a great start to the day. So now we're going to go get breakfast and then spend a couple hours chilling around the cruise. We're getting close to land. It's very interesting because we've seen what we think is a sky lift that you can do, and then it's like
the minute we went, oh, there's a sky lift, the whole boat just stopped. And ever since, it's just slowly started turning.
If that is a sky lift, that's going to be so amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like it would be anyway, but there's loads of little, I don't know if you can see, it's like, all the buildings are kind of like red, little wooden buildings. Like wee red and white ones. And all the mountains over there are covered in snow. Wow. That is a mountain. Right all the way up there above the Sky Dome, and then look at this view.
Yep.
My God.
So that's our little port in Oldham that we're heading into. That's us arriving.
All important weather? Well, predominantly overcast at the moment, but the cloud base is very high, which means you should have uninterrupted views from the skylift and the glacier. We expect conditions to remain more or less the same today. It should be a dry day, possibility of some sunny spells as we move further into the day. And the outside temperature at present is 12 degrees Celsius, and this should rise up to 14 degrees in the middle part of the day. And we would request that you're back on board no later than 5:30. So 5:30 please, to be back on board, as very shortly thereafter we'll be setting sail back down Northfjord, another 4-hour or so spectacular transit as we make our way to Ålesund. And one more point of note on our departure, I do always recommend that you are up on deck on the starboard side of the ship, the locals here always put on a musical sail away for us with lots of flag waving, and it's certainly a great part of the cruise not to be missed. So do be up on deck on the starboard side as we sail away from the port this evening.
So that's us officially docked in Oldham, and as you can see, people are already off the boat and running around like ants. Awesome. Our trip time for going to the glacier today is not until 11:30, so we've got a wee bit of time to kill. We are going to get off the boat a little bit earlier and just have a wee wander around. At Oldham, it's not as it's not similar to Stavanger in terms of there's not a lot of kind of shops and things around this area. It's not like a city centre, but we are going to go off and have a wander about the kind of souvenir shop and stuff that is here, and then we'll get onto our bus. We'll get a couple of photographs and stuff as well, and then we'll get onto the bus and we will head off to our glacier hike. I don't know if Callum said this earlier, so I'll just say it now. Callum's family is going on the troll car to the glacier that you can get, so they're a slightly different trip from us. Myself and Callum are going to walk the glacier because we quite like climbing, so we're going to go and do that. So it should be a good day. Once we can get some nice photographs, we'll get a wee bit of film footage probably as well. The full trip is about 4 hours long, 3.5 if you're taking the troll car, so slightly less than our trip. But it should mean that we're off the ship for most of the day. We're here until 5:30 and it's currently 9 o'clock. So you're here for most of the day, which is good. Even if you were having a ship day and staying on board, not doing any kind of activities, you've got loads of time here. You could even get off, go for a wee walk to the souvenir shops and things, get a souvenir, and then jump back on the boat, and you'd have most of the day, I imagine, by yourself. How cute is a tiny train? That's so sweet. Toot toot. Wonder where that goes. So that's us came off the boat into Oldham, and there's a wee sign in case you've missed where the shore excursions are, but the shore excursion signs are throughout the ship. As always, the ship looks absolutely massive. the actual view out to the fjords is gorgeous. Such a nice day as well. It's not exactly warm, but it's not ice cold either. It's lovely. I think Callum's about the only person in shorts though.
You can tell who's Scottish.
What, you? Literally, if you look around, there's not another person in shorts anywhere, but we'll see how Callum copes with it. So it's currently just coming up. My hair's up right there. I don't know what is happening with it. It's just coming up to 10 o'clock or so. We're gonna go across, I think, and have a look at the kind of souvenir shop that's here at Oldham, and then we'll get a couple of photos and things. It's very nice.
Look at these little mugs. They're cute.
That's a Kit Kat, by the way.
I saw that again in the video.
25.
Nice
It's only 25, but it's a Kit Kat. I wonder if it tastes like a Kit Kat.
It's a bunch of like Viking themed.
Look,
Feel the weight of that. And that's a wee mirror.
they're cute. They're all 99.
So are those.
Oh, that's cute.
I love this. That's beautiful. Stuart, look at that. We found an Oldham pen. What my mum did. That's it.
It's alright. We'll hold on to this one.
My mum wants a fridge magnet.
I bought this one and I like that because it's got Iona on it.
I love these polar bear socks. I love these socks. Look at these.
Nice. 99.
It's like £7-ish.
So just over the far side here is the paddle boarding that you can do. It's quite cool because if I zoom out a little bit, you'll see that literally you're at the very end, the aft of the P&O Cruises Iona. We were going to do the paddle boarding, but we decided on what we're doing instead. It does look like a lot of fun. You can also rent kayaks and things here. There's quite a lot actually available off the ship in Oldham, I would say. I love kind of variety. I mean, I know when we were in Stavanger yesterday, there was kind of buses and things you could do. Here there's like kayak and there's paddleboard, and you can rent like segways and things. There's lots of different smaller things to do. You can rent like bikes and things as well. Taking photographs of random things like hills and small ponds.
I saw it on the boat and I wanted to come down.
So this is a kayak and it's available, so you can purchase the opportunity to be in the kayaks at the pub right next to the ship. Then you come over here, you jump in a kayak, and you get this kind of lake pondy kind of bit here that you can practice in, and then just over in the distance there's a little kind of bridge that goes underneath the road, and that takes you out to where the kind of main sailing area is, out where the cruise ship is. It's pretty cool. So if you walk about 20 minutes from the cruise ship, past the sign that says Old Allen on it, you'll come to the kind of co-op market. Yep, we're just calling it the co-op. There's also some wee outlets and things here. Again, very much tourist shops. And I will say, a lot of them tend to have the same kind of thing. But if you're missing something like water or something, there'll be co-ops just like wee supermarkets, so you can get stuff there. Teeny tiny troll. 139, I think. Yeah, 139. So £8.
Oh, look at that.
Why can't we buy anything?
So last little bit, probably the edge of Oldham here, so there's a wee Viking shop, kind of wee area that you can sit and eat. And then there's the bridge that takes you over to the other side. So that's as we've walked back from kind of towny part of Olden back to the ship. Our bus leaves in about 20 minutes or so we're going to just jump onto the bus and head up to the glacier. We will maybe record a wee bit of the bus, but not that much because it's not going to be that exciting. So next time you see us, we'll probably be on our way to the glacier.
I hope I'm not sick on the bus. I hate buses.
Relax and paint the painters. He create a lot of things. For example, as you can see from the right side, it's church. It's an old church. Almost 90% of churches here, it's the same type of it. It's a church from 10th century. This church originally, because in this olden village, they want to create another one, new one. In front of us, from the right side, you can see a new church. Somewhere here. Then beyond there.
So we've left Olden, we're on the way to the glacier, and he's given us 5 minutes to quickly take some photos of this beautiful photo spot, which is absolutely amazing. Just look at the water.
I don't know if it's catching it on camera, but the water is so blue and way over in the distance there. That snow, like that's incredible.
I mean, look at what we've been greeted by. So, this is a cafeteria down here where you can get coffee and cake. The glacier's up here on the left, and there's a souvenir shop as well. There's an absolutely lovely guy.
Wow, look how blue that is.
There's an absolutely lovely guy on the bus who's like a tour guide.
I'm falling over, sorry.
And he's really funny, he's given us a lot of nice facts, and he's offered, or as part of his job, to guide the tour in half an hour, but he said you can go by yourself if you want. So we're just going to do that.
Oh my god, I'm down. I'm lost. I'm a mess. What's happening?
Yeah, we're just going to wander up our own pace.
We can wander up by himself.
I'm a wee bit out of breath, but it's not too bad. I feel like if you're normal fitness, I'd like to call myself that. It's manageable, and you can take it at your own pace. Stuart pointed out that about how much does this look like frozen. Specifically that box shows, but it's all the moss. Up there is the road with the toll cars, so you can drive up here too on a little toll car as a passenger. And you just got to, you get picked up at the bus station and taken up to the top where you just do a little walk and then driven back down, so there's options for everyone. Imagine this in the summer.
Yeah, shout out to Max and Alex on YouTube. If you don't follow them, you definitely should. It's actually them that initially said how much these look like the trolls from Frozen. Such a nice walk already, and as well you can take it at your own pace, which is lovely. Yeah, we've got a bit to go.
It's a beautiful waterfall. That's the bus station.
Yeah, we'll take it to the bus station. Wow, the wind right at the bottom there. So these are the little troll cars. If you're interested in getting one, this is what they look like, and this is what they do.
It's like a parade.
It is. Feels a bit like a parade. Love it. there's quite a few of them as well. Callum described it as Autotopia, you know, it like reminded you of Autotopia at Disney if you've ever been on it, because they're just following each other down all the way. And that's them, last one. Quite a few. So people take people up and down for the full day. And they do a quite kind of regular. Right, so that is us. I think this is more or less the end point. I think you maybe walk a little bit further than this, but this is more or less it. We made it up. It didn't take us too long either, so here we are.
40 minutes, maybe 35.
Yeah. There's a glacier behind us. Callum's getting these photographs. Don't know if you knew, Callum also likes to do photography, and he's also making a calendar at the end of the year, which he sells just locally. Callum, smile at the camera and say hi.
Wow.
What do you think of the walk?
I thought it was actually fine. There's a couple of steep bits, a bit warm. I'm not the fittest person in the world.
I think if you did have, excuse me, if you did have some kind of movement issues, I think you would find it difficult. But for us, he climbs places, and when he climbs places, it freaks me out. For us, it wasn't bad. It was good. It was a good walk. It was comfortable. It was enjoyable. Callum is going to kill himself trying to get photographs here for the next few bit. And I'm just going to stand and watch and laugh if he falls in, because that's what I usually do. But yeah, we're just going to have a wee wander around here now.
So just in case you're thinking of booking this, the cost was I think between 100 and 110 pounds per person. That includes the coach trip, which is 40 minutes here and back, and then the time up here with a tour guide if you want one. I would say it's worth it. It's like a once in a lifetime kind of viewing experience for us, maybe.
Yeah.
So
it's very similar to the Highlands, but even at that, if you're from Scotland, it's still worth the trip.
it's much bigger, much grander.
Yeah.
We did glimpse my mum and stuff who got the troll car up here, but I don't know where. We'll go and try and find it.
Well, that way's to the glacier, so why don't we walk that way?
We'll go this way towards the glacier.
You know what? People say it's cold in here, and it is cold in here. I think the reason it's so cold is you are literally in between a valley with a huge icy glacier at the back. I don't know if you can even hear this because it's so windy. Callum is just behind me. We're getting some photos, and I really want to feel the water. Really feel the water. Callum, I'm gonna go feel the water. It's very windy.
So we're going to try a little bit of water from the glacier.
Wow.
Tastes good.
I'm alive.
I feel like we fit.
It is freezing, by the way, just letting you know. It is such cold water, it's unbelievable.
I love the blue colour, see all of that.
Okay, I need to stop recording because my hands are starting to shake because of that cold. Can you take the camera or stop recording?
Right, we're going to head back down now. We've got like an hour and a bit until the car leaves. We're not going to show you the same stuff on the way back. So next time we see you, we'll probably be back on the boat.
My hands are freezing.
Bye.
One little note for health and safety. So slightly bigger boots, and I would say my feet are a little bit sore, so just make sure that you wear something that's comfortable. Bring plasters and things if you need them. I am the type of person that gets blisters easily as well, so make sure you bring things like that if you are prone to things like that. So that's us coming up to the kind of troll car park bit with the cafe and everything that you start from. For us, that took half an hour to get back down. We didn't push ourselves to like walk fast or anything, but certainly we walked at a good speed, and you could do it in half an hour down the way, so you're probably talking about 45 minutes or so up because of the incline, but certainly half an hour back down. My hair is a riot today.
Like a wee fire tower or something?
Oh yeah, fire tower. Oh, turn around.
Maybe it's like a bear escape hatch.
Since we started climbing, Callum has not stopped going on about where he would hide if a bear came. And I just said, well, I mean, I wouldn't run. And he went, why wouldn't you run? I went, well, there's no point in running, I'm going to die anyway, so I'm going to
Also, I know you get bears in Norway probably, but
You're not supposed to run away from
fair
bears.
enough, no, probably.
You still get wolves here, don't you?
I think.
Ow!
Ow!
Ow! Anyway,
I kind of know.
we're going to go to the cafe, we go to the bathroom, and we're going to get maybe a wee cake and a juice. So at this point probably we will see you back on the lovely cruise ship.
Good morning, it's now the next day and we completely forgot to film an outro. So after getting back from the glacier walk, we just chilled for a bit and I went to my mum's room. I will include some clips of what her room looked like because she has a balcony cabin, so it's a little bit different from ours.
So this is Eileen's room. We've came down to visit her for a leaving party at Olden. Eileen is a balcony cabin. I think it's a standard balcony cabin. Is that what it's called? Yeah. So slightly bigger space and obviously a different shape of room than what we've got available to us. So there I am in the mirror. Hello. This is the bathroom. Much bigger bathroom space. Like much bigger bathroom space than what we have. Still standard shower size, I would say. Everything else a bit bigger. Then you come out and the orientation of the room's just slightly different, and she does have a lovely sofa available for you. Do not attempt to operate the sofa bed yourself. So it does become a bed. So maybe the possibility that you could sleep maybe 3 people in here. Then there's also slightly larger wardrobe, double bed. Orientation is slightly different. So you're going versus ours goes this way, this was going that way, so I actually think this would be slightly better because if you are feeling the movement of the ship, so last night the ship was moving, rocking back and forward like that, so I think that you would feel a bit more comfortable with that. With us, we were going head to toe, so a little bit less comfortable. Outside, yes.
It's just reconnected to the internet.
Indeed. Outside, so this is the balcony situation, so you've got one large window, head to toe, and then you've got the very heavy door. And this door is ridiculously heavy, obviously because it's windproof, etc. It's very heavy. You also have a door on the outside which is for obviously when the ship's then in port or not getting used, maybe during winter time, those kind of things. Then you've got the balcony. So balcony wise, you've got 2 chairs, small table, not a great deal of room, but you do have an ability to look out over Olden. And the reason we've came to join Eileen is Olden does a lovely farewell party and they blast the music and wave goodbye to you. So yeah, we've came along just to see that. Olden, great place to visit. Highly recommend. The children have arrived to wave flags. We've got the British, the English, and over here we have the rest of the flags, but we've also got the Ukrainian flag being waved as well. We've got a couple of boats out. Oh, and if I turn the camera around, there. A couple of boats out which are just untethering us, getting us organised to leave. And it's actually funny because already we've heard the cars that are passing are starting to beep their horns and things as they pass to say bye. So it's good fun. Oh, bubbles! Callum, look! Someone's got bubbles. There's blowing bubbles in the wind. So yeah. Oh, look, they're getting the American flag and things out as well. That's so cute. This is really fun. It's like such a community spirit thing, and for them all bringing flags out and waving.
And then from there we went onto the balcony and watched, it was kind of like a goodbye situation, so the people from Oldham came out onto their balconies or the streets just next down to the harbour, and they played some music and waved us off. It was only a small group of people, but it was lovely. It was a nice thing to see, and again we'll include some clips from that.
Look, there's like people like running down from the balconies up with, or like houses up top down to the balconies down here to wave.
Yeah, that brings us to the end of today's or yesterday's vlog. But yeah, thanks for watching, and if you've enjoyed then please like and subscribe and keep watching for next week.